Hello, my name is Emmett Stone and this is a word facts video. Today I will be talking about nouns and proper nouns, which are very similar. However, looking at their commonalities and differences on a syntactic level, we see that nouns and proper nouns, and indeed pronouns, are more different and more similar perhaps than we might think. The biggest difference in meaning between proper nouns and nouns is while they both generally are able to refer to the same things, a proper noun is always defined, whereas a noun can be both definite and indefinite depending on the article. Other than that, the use of the dog is more or less interchangeable with Fido or Spot or Scooby or whatever else the actual dog is named. Indeed, that same speaker could just as well use he as the pronoun, or in fact, it. Moreover, a noun stands in for a person, place, thing, or an intangible concept like evolution. And given the right linguistic contexts, both linguistic and non-linguistic, the mountain and Mount Everest would be interchangeable. Furthermore, because a pronoun stands in for a noun, it is possible that, for instance, the man, he, and, say, Joe would all refer to the same person. It would appear from this that nouns, proper nouns, and pronouns are indeed very similar. A big difference, however, is that proper nouns do not take determiners, like the and some. For this reason, proper nouns are more like pronouns, which also do not take determiners. It's for this reason that the Mount Everest sounds bad, that also the he ran and some his book would not be acceptable. In fairness, some nouns do not take determiners in certain contexts, such as to make vague statements like war is terrible, or for plurals like men are, well, I'll let you fill in the blank however you want. This is because a noun together with a determiner make a determiner phrase, while a proper noun and a pronoun are considered to be a phrase on their own usually. It's for the same reason that the Joe is unacceptable, that the some men is unacceptable, because both of them are considered to be a phrase on their own and cannot have an additional determiner. Partly, proper nouns and pronouns are considered to be phrases on their own for semantic reasons. They're already defined by the context both linguistically and non-linguistically, so they can't be further defined and they wouldn't need to be anyhow. For example, Moby Dick, which is a proper noun, is the name of a specific defined book, not just any general book. You may now be thinking, but what if there were two people named, say, Joe? Then I could say, the Joes talked to me, or a Joe talked to me, and that has a determiner. Indeed, if there were two mountains named Mount Everest, you could specify in the same way. However, the difference here is that a Joe refers to one of the people in the world named Joe and loses a great deal of specificity in it. Indeed, almost becomes like a noun, though not quite. This is the same with proper adjectives and substantive adjectives. The Austrian, or the meek, in the meek shall inherit the earth, act as if to imply the Austrian person, or the meek people. So while they convey the same information as a noun, they're still considered to be adjectives, not nouns in the same way, and proper nouns act much like this, in that they imply information like a noun, but are not nouns themselves. So while we can see that there's a lot of similarity and differences between nouns, proper nouns, and pronouns, looking at the syntax does help a lot to clarify. Thank you for watching, and if you liked it, please share and subscribe. I've also got a special announcement. Next week on April 16th, I will release the first Patreon-only video on Patreon. If you would like to find out how one action taken in the 11th century could have left English just as Germanic as German is today, pledge as little as $1 a month.